If you're watching this, you already know that marketing can sometimes feel messy and maybe out of control. You have a website, you post on social, you run an ad now and then. Maybe you hire a photographer or a designer or a media buyer. And each person tries to do a good job, but the parts do not always work together in a way that seems like it's all, cohesive and driving things forward. That is the exact problem that my company PUREi solves on a daily basis. We do many things, and we do that on purpose. We plan, we design, we write, we film, photograph, we develop code, buy media, run ads, test pages, track data, and automate follow-ups. We do all of this as one team, guided by one plan, with one goal in mind: more revenue and more profit for your business. So it's not about offering a long list to look big. It's about making all the parts talk to each other so that nothing is lost between all of the steps. So here's a simple truth. A great photographer can take an amazing photo, but it doesn't mean that the photo is set up to test 3 offers in an ad. A web designer, on the other hand, can build a nice website, and a beautiful web page or, a landing page, but it doesn't mean that the page is ready to run heat maps or A/B test for higher conversions. An ad buyer can push ad spend, but that doesn't mean that the videos and landing pages match the search terms people use. So, when each role lives in its own, silo, you pay for handoffs, delays, and sometimes guesswork. When one team owns the plan from start to finish, the small gaps close, the speed goes up, and the cost per sale goes down, and the results start to stack. So what makes PUREi different is not that we can do a lot of different things. Many companies can say that. What matters is how we run it. We start with a simple plan anybody can understand. Who do you want to reach? What do you want them to do? How will we know if it worked? We write those answers in plain language. Then we design a system that will make those answers happen. So that system covers your website, your ads, your search setup, your email, your video and photos, and your analytics. And we build all of those parts. We also set up the rules of how they work together every single day. So let me walk you through how a typical engagement works with us step by step. We begin with a kickoff. We ask about your business goals for the next 90 days, 6 months, and 1 year. We ask about your best customers, your average order value, your margins, and your sales cycle. We look at your current tools. We review what's working and what is not. We look back into the history of things that you've done in the past and also see what was working and what's not. This is not a long workshop with fancy words. It's a clear talk where we ask short questions and then listen. From that, we create a one-page plan that shows the core offer, the main channels, the budget guardrails, and the metrics that are going to really matter for your business. And next, we tune your foundation. This is your website and your tracking. We make the site load fast. We make sure a visitor can understand what you sell in the first 3 seconds. We set up forms and phone tracking so every lead is counted once. We connect analytics so that we can, see where each lead came from and what it costs. And we turn on heat maps so we can see where people stop or get stuck along that journey. This foundation is not flashy, but it protects your ad dollars later. And without it, you guess. With it, you actually know. So next, we build the creative assets that the plan needs. This can include landing page for each offer. It can also include, short videos for ads and longer videos for your site or YouTube. It can include new photos of your product, your team, your facility, your space. It can include simple graphics for posts and emails. The point is not to fill a folder. The point is to make clear proof-based pieces that match what buyers search for and say. If a claim needs a number, well, we get it. If an offer needs a demo, we film it. If a page needs a quote, we will record it. Everything connects back to the plan. So when the assets are ready, we launch your campaigns. Search ads target the exact words people use when they are ready to buy. Performance Max on Google reaches people across all of Google's networks and shopping if you sell products. Social ads on Meta or TikTok, build demand and retarget people who showed interest. Email and SMS follow up with helpful steps, not spam. Each channel has its job. Each job has a number. We monitor results daily in the first few weeks, then on a steady cadence once the data gets stable. Now, the key part, we optimize because our team owns the strategy, the creative, the media, web, and data together. We don't bounce tickets between vendors. If an ad wins clicks but the page lags, our CRO person changes the page that day. If the page converts but the lead quality is low, our media buyer adjusts the audience or the keywords. If calls are high but close rate is low, our team listens to calls and updates the offer or the script. Each small move helps the next move. This is orchestration. This is why doing many things in one place helps you, not hurts you. So let's talk about control and trust. Some companies give you a black box and say, trust the system. We don't do that. We show you what we do, what we run, and why we do it that way. We explain the tests in plain language. We give you a live dashboard with numbers that matter, cost per lead, cost per sale, revenue, return on ad spend, and time to first profitable signal. If you prefer calls, we walk you through the results on a simple screen share, face to face. You get clarity, not jargon. Many buyers ask, is a full service team risky? Are you trying to be good at everything? Well, here's the honest answer. We are not trying to make one person do 10 jobs. We have specialists and they work under one strategy lead. That lead is measured on revenue, profit, not design awards or click volume. The team meets together each week. We review one plan, one budget, one set of targets. There are no silos arguing. There's no waiting on another vendor for a small change. You get faster cycles and fewer mistakes. If you've used several vendors at once, you know how much time and money is lost in all of these handoffs. Our model cuts all of that waste out. Another common question is about cost. People worry that doing more is going to cost more. Often it's exactly the opposite. When we manage the parts together, we buy less of what you don't need. So we reuse assets across channels the right way. We avoid rebuilds because the brief was wrong. We prevent ad spend from going to terms you don't want. We spot tracking errors before a month is lost. The total cost to get a sale drops because the system is tight. You don't pay for busy work, you pay for results. So what does this look like for different kinds of businesses? If you sell online, we clean your product feed, we fix your product pages, we run shopping and performance max campaigns with smart titles and images. We build an email flow for browse abandonment and post-purchase upsell. We test offers on your category pages and we track net profit, not just revenue. If you sell services, we run high-intent search ads. We build landing pages that answer real questions, and we set up call tracking and form scoring. We use video to show proof. We follow up with fast automation and a human handoff. If you're local, we manage your Google business profile, your reviews, your LSAs if your category qualifies, and your geo-targeted social ads. In each case, the steps change, but the idea is the same. One plan, shared data, steady testing. So what can you expect in the first 30 days? Week 1, we do the kickoff and set the plan. Week 2, we tune your site and the tracking. In week 3, we build core assets and landing pages. Week 4, we launch tests and start daily checks. And by day 30, you've got a clear dashboard and agreed set of next tests based on what we learned. We're not asking for blind trust. We're asking for 1 month to show you how a coordinated system behaves. So how do we make decisions? We use simple rules. Show proof in the first 3 seconds of any video. Make the headline speak in the customer's words, not ours. Keep reading level simple. Load fast, on mobile. Track every call and form. Set a stop rule on any test that doesn't reach a goal by an agreed day. Move budget to the winners. Replace weak parts without delay. These rules help us and they help you. They remove guesswork and keep us honest. Now let's address the word strategy. Many people hear that word and think it means, a long deck. Our view is totally different. Strategy is clear choice about where we will play and how we will win. It fits on one page. It tells us what to ignore so we do not drift. It tells us how to act when a platform changes something. It makes handoffs clean inside our team. When we say marketing is orchestration, this is exactly what we mean. Each instrument knows the notes and the timing. The results sound good because all the parts fit. So Why is this better for you than hiring separate shops? Well, when you hire separate shops or freelancers or individual experts, each one tries to prove its part worked. The designer points to time on the page. The PPC team points to clicks. The video team points to views. The email team points to open rate. You get 4 truths and no real answer. With PUREi, there's only one truth. Did we create profit? If not, we fix it. If yes, we scale it. You don't have to mediate. You have one point of contact who is accountable for all of this. You may also worry that a team like ours will push you into tools that you don't need. We don't do that. We select tools that match your size and your goals, or we piggyback off the ones that you're already using if we feel they're appropriate. If a simple landing page builder works, we use it. If your CRM is fine, we don't replace it. If you need a calculator on your website, we build one that's fast and simple. The point is not more software. The point is better outcomes. What about content? Many teams publish for the sake of posting. We do not. We publish content that supports sales. That means short videos that show results, quick how-tos that remove fear, and case notes, and case studies that use real numbers. We cut these into social clips and ads when they prove that they hold attention. We're not trying to fill a calendar. We're trying to move people to act. What about AI? Well, yeah, we use AI where it saves time and finds options, but we keep humans in charge of taste and truth. AI helps build drafts, shot lists, and first passes. Our team checks the facts, matches your voice, and shows proof. We leave small signs of real life in the work so it feels honest. You get speed without the bland feel that comes from autopilot. Some people ask, what happens if a test fails? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We learn, we pivot, and we move. We don't defend a bad idea to save face. We write down what we saw, we share it with you, and we adjust. And we do this quickly. This is normal. Tests exist to teach because we control all of the parts. We can change them really fast. That is the edge that we provide for you. Others can ask, what happens when you grow? Can we handle more? Well, yes, of course, because the system is clear. We can add channels, add products, or expand into new regions without starting over. The same plan grows with you. We keep the weekly rhythm. We keep the same success rules. You don't lose speed as you scale. So let me close with what you get when you hire PUREi. You get one plan across your web, ads, email, video, photos, and analytics. You get one team that builds the pieces and makes them all work together. You get clear tracking, so every dollar has a job and a result. You get steady tests that improve conversion and lower cost. And you get honest reporting in plain words. And you get a partner measured on revenue and profit, not on busy work. If this is the kind of help that you want, reach out. We're going to look at your setup, find the fast fixes, and map the first 90 days. No tricks, no fluff, just a clear path and a team that can run it. So thank you for watching. If you're ready to make your marketing work as one system, go to PUREi.com or use the link in my bio. Let's build a setup that is simple to understand, fast to run, and strong enough to grow your business.